This program is brought to you by Hanson Honda, your hometown Honda dealer at 5301 East Main in Farmington.
You're watching Durango TV News. I'm Ashley Dickson. As you walk through the 70 acres located across U.S. Highway 550 from the Zinks Waterfall Ranch in the Animas Valley, it looks like willows and wild plants have overtaken a perfectly good hayfield. And that's just fine with the Zinks. In fact, Ed and Patti Zink are deliberately turning the area into wetlands. And they're using the land as a restoration bank that allows developers to replace fragile wetlands that they may destroy elsewhere for their developments. It's called mitigation banking, and it's allowing the Zinks to preserve a big chunk of a farm that's been in the family since 1917.
80 or 90% of wildlife spend part of their life cycle in wetlands. It cleans the water. Wetlands are just wonderful. They're the kidneys of the environment and clean things up. And this valley where we live, the Animas Valley, was wetlands. A lot of it was wetlands when the Anglos came here and started farming. But we smoothed it all out and made hay fields and cornfields out of it. We are taking agricultural fields that my father prepared 80 years ago, and we're digging down some areas so that they're lower, so water will be in them and the plants will be closer to the water, and we're building up other areas to plant cottonwood trees on, so we get a diversity of elevation by using big yellow equipment. But when we get done, then there's diversity of plants will grow in this wetlands.
According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the lower 48 states supported more than 221 million acres of wetlands prior to the arrival of European settlers. By the late 1980s, less than half of that amount remained. Colorado lost 50% of its wetlands, and today wetlands comprise only 3% of the state's total acreage. In 1972, Congress passed the Clean Water Act, which required that wetlands destroyed by development be replaced elsewhere, acre for acre. 20 years ago, mitigation banking surfaced as a way to create a public-private partnership to preserve the nation's remaining wetlands. Here's how it works with a real-life example. The Colorado Department of Transportation had to fill in several acres of wetlands for its Dry Creek underpass in Bayfield. CDOT purchased mitigation credits from the Zinks, and the Zinks used the revenue to restore the same amount of wetlands on their property that CDOT destroyed in the highway project. The transaction saves the taxpayers money because it reduces the application and permitting process for CDOT to build replacement wetlands on its own. It makes the highway safer, and it contributes to the restoration of a large wetlands ecosystem that will be more successful than a small, isolated wetlands replacement project. And for the Zinks, the wetlands farming program is more profitable and sustainable than growing hay. And that means they can keep the land in the family for another generation. It's also been a boon to wildlife in the area. When the Zinks first started restoration 10 years ago, a Durango Bird Club survey identified fewer than 30 bird species in the area. This past summer, the survey identified 89 species. The Zinks say the wetlands have also attracted a greater variety of waterfowl, coyotes, bobcats, deer, elk, and even a moose.
We have luckily had the chance to restore about 75 acres of wetlands here on the ranch that our family has owned for 100 years. And we're just delighted to be able to do that. It's good for the environment, and we feel good about it.
The 70-acre property has been placed in a conservation easement so that it will never be developed. If you'd like to learn more about the Wetlands Project on the Zinks land in the Animas Valley, visit their website at animasriverwetlands.com.